Hello everybody, welcome to our Sunday afternoon Spookoplathon sprints. I hope you all enjoyed Ellie's all-nighter. I definitely did. I did sleep, I didn't stay up all night because I am old and I am crotchety, so I cannot do that, but I had a good time watching last night and also today. It was a party. Thank you so much, Ali, for hosting, and you should all go check her out on Twitch if you haven't already, because it's just a great time in general. But if you are coming from Ali's stream, this is going to be a lot more chill. It's an anxiety day today, which isn't great. I took myself on a little mental health walk about an hour ago and I feel a little bit better. But yeah, very low-key, not very cutesy, not very mindful. And we're going to get some reading done, so let me know what you are reading. Amasina, it is afternoon for me. I had to think about that then. It's definitely 3:30. The sun has not really risen today, hence my confusion. But yes, it is afternoon for me. Coming over from Ali's 24 hours. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're not too tired. We'll marathon those after these. They're a great time, Joe. I definitely recommend. Oh, can't wait to hug that anxiety away when I see you, Becca. Hopefully I'll be over it by then. I'm just having an anxiety day. Normally it's not too frequent for me these days. Normally it's just like once a month I have a bit of a anxiety day or an anxiety few days, but it's fine. We move. I just kind of woke up this morning and I was like, I don't want to go out and do anything, but I know if I go out and do things it's going to make me feel better. But it's also raining, so I'm not going to have fun while I'm outside and I might cry about it. So that was kind of where I was. Reading Rebecca for Becca Rag. Oh my god, I hope you enjoy it. This goes without saying, I think, but I am not going to be able to read everything in the chat today, but I do appreciate that you all are here hanging out with me. We are going to be going, because I know that we're going to get some questions about this, I'm going to be going until around 7 p.m, 7:30 UK, depending on how the dice roll. And I'm hoping to read as much as possible of Mother and Death and Dawn. I have my Kindle on charge. Can you use it on charge? Oh, you can! Fancy that. I am on page 332 of 716. My aim was to finish it this weekend. That is definitely not going to happen because when I'm done here, I'm gonna treat myself to an evening of Love is Blind and crochet, which y'all, if you've been watching Love is Blind season 6, I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Where is the drama? Where is the tea? Where is the passion? Where is the fire? But I still have like, I think 4 episodes left, which is sad because I also would love to binge my way through The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives because I hear that is where the tea, the drama, the passion and the fire actually is. Oh, I'm sorry you have to work tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely felt like I had the Sunday scaries this morning, which was completely unnecessary. I have the whole day ahead of me. The tea, the drama, the passion is right now on these sprints. Damn. Sophie. Hello. Be a moderator. See, this is the thing now. If you're too familiar around these parts, I am going to be giving you the spanner of doom. Hello, Ali. You should be in bed. Have a spanner. I feel like I don't publicly sprint too often now, so I need all the mods I can get. Lindsay. Have a spanner. Yeah, I very much do want to watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but also like there's just so much TV on at the moment. I haven't started Heartstopper yet. I'm sure there was something else on Netflix I wanted to watch. It's spooky season, so I want to watch all of the true crime, and it's just not happening. I'll pull out my mom voice on any trolls. Do it. Do it. Brandy's reading Daydream and Born of Blood and Ash. Nice. Pon is reading an Agatha Christie book. Lovely. No, Ali did not teach me how to have guests. Why are you hankering for an invite? I think I figured it out now. So yesterday I spent my day, well, not my day, but because I knew I didn't need my computer, I updated the operating system. So now when I can be bothered to figure it out, I think that I can figure out how to have guests. because it wasn't working because my operating system was so old because I hadn't updated it for 4 years. So I went from Mac 10 to Mac 15. I've updated OBS and everything. Everything's all shiny. It's great. I'm going to be starting Malice today. Nice. Candice is reading One Dark Window. And I'm happy you're here this lovely Sunday, Candice. Reading Clown in a Cornfield. Small Spaces by Catherine Arden. Nice. Children of Fallen Gods for Rita. It's fine, Rita. I'm also behind. I'm only reading it now, like right this minute, because it fit for the prompt, which was great. But I had to read it anyway because I'm doing the live show on Patreon for it next week. And I actually, after Shelve It or Scrap It and reading so much to have that done for the day that it was going up, I just don't really want to read right now. So I feel like a 700-page book is not ideal for me. Because I would do like a lot better if I was reading smaller books. But alas, this is what we're working on. Reading Legends and Lattes. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. 30 minutes left of Crave. So excited to finish it. Is that because it's bad or because you're just excited for it to be done? Reading Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I hope that you enjoy that one. Still reading Sorceress Comes to Call. I want to roll again, but I'm just not reading. Ain't that a mood? Reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Absolutely loving it. Good. Reading A Court of Mist and Fury. 100% understand the hype. I'm obsessed. Glad to hear it. How have you felt this readathon? I felt okay. I was getting a little bit overwhelmed last week because I couldn't plan my anything because of the work being done on the house, because obviously I can't stream when there's people here, and they kept like getting delayed and stuff. So sorry, I just saw that Ali said she's reading Nightmare. They kept getting delayed and stuff, so I was really struggling to kind of like organize around it, because I originally was supposed to be doing sprints on Thursday, but then I couldn't give any advance notice to anybody when sprints were going to be because I didn't know, and I thrive in routine. So yeah, that was stressing me out, but aside from that I think I'm doing all right. I am planning, because I'm going away on the last day of the month though, and I haven't really planned anything, so I need to figure that out, and I feel like that is where I'm going to get overwhelmed again. Here will be the legit dice rolls, or are we planning to do Ali dice rolls? No, you will be getting Becca dice rolls in this one. Also need to pick a book for black cover because there's so many options. That is very true. That is one that does have a lot of options. Reading The Familiar, but not really vibing with that at the moment, so praying for a double. If I roll a double, I am either going to listen to the audiobook of this, because it is on Everand. It's not my favourite, but it is okay. It's the male narrator that I don't really like, while I crochet, or I'm going to watch YouTube while I crochet. Depends on how I'm feeling with my book. Not because of the book, but just because I don't want to read. Like, I don't mind reading, but like it's not my, it's if I didn't read I would be fine as well. Hello, are you well? I am well, thank you, Hannah. Are you well? Still on Night Film 2. Reading Stalking Jack the Ripper, and it's just okay. I'm not loving it, that's fair. Started Savage Fair today, hoping to make some progress. Hello, Christina. Reading The Gathering by CJ Tudor. I gotta say, I'm craving a thriller as well. But I just need to make it through this book, not only because it is my Spookopoly book, but because the sooner I have it done, the sooner I can like get the live show scheduled for Patreon and not have that as something that I have to worry about. Welcome, Catherine. I hope you enjoy sprints. Reading Dracula by Bram Stoker. Nice. Struggling through the Book of Azrael. Oof, I want to read that, so that is not good news. Trying to make some progress with the Reformatory. Lovely. Finished Morbidly Yours, about to start All Hallows, just waiting for Little Inklings to drop their planner. Cute. Did my last rolls, which were chaotic, so now I have 2 small books, 1 huge book. So I'm going to finish the 2 small books first and try and get as much of the big book done this month. That's fair. 50-something pages left in One Dark Window. The middle of it was audiobooks, so not tabbed a single part. So we'll need to go back to that. Uh-oh. Get you a thriller. I did actually bring one down to start listening to the audiobook, and then I remembered that I had the audio for this, and I went with this instead. Gonna be knitting on a scrappy sweater as I read. I love that. Reading Pudding, around 150 pages left. Nice. Let me get my dice ready. Hoping to finish The Things We Do to Our Friends. Beautiful. The Nevermore Bookshop Mysteries are a guilty pleasure read for me. Nice. listening to Mistborn Secret History for Becca Rec, and reading Kingdom of Sweets for Community Shelf. All of my books are massive. I've got Will of the Many, Discovery of Witches, and a 450-page romance. That's intense, man. Hi, Jessica. My niece was here burying me in toys like the CNET. Damn. Trying to get through Babel, going to immersive read to get myself further into it. I was going to do that with Mother of Death and Dawn, but I don't think I'm in the mood for immersive reading right now. Reading Sweet Little Lies, Kill Creek, and Carrie. Beautiful. I'm taking notes on the dice this time. Okay, it's 6. No, it's 2 D6s. What's on my t-shirt? Well, what's on my t-shirt? It is Nanalan, because Mona is my girl. I'm a big Nanalan fan. And if you don't know who Mona is, then get yourself an education, because I'm sick of my patrons calling her a weird green baby. She's an angel. It's from Hot Topic. I picked it up when I was in San Diego. I've got 2. I've got one that says, "Are you feeling kind of mad?" as well, with Mona's face on. I also, Curtis just bought me a Mona plushie. I'm a big Mona fan, I gotta say. Okay, let's roll for our first sprint, see how long it's gonna be. I might go sit on the couch with Brie and like curl into a ball. Okay, I thought that was gonna be a tiny sprint and I was gonna be mad, but it is. Okay, these for Ali, each dot is 5 minutes, 6 dots are 30 minutes. This is not a 42 or a 24-minute sprint. But that was fun, I enjoyed it. Okay, let's get set up. Hi, Coco. Thank you for popping by. Hope you have a fun day ahead of you. I can't remember how timers work, that's great. There we go. Thought I knew and I sure didn't. Watching you do the maths was fun. Oh, good night, Ayla. Thank you for popping by. The dice tray is from Magic Moonchild, who is otherwise known as Jess. She doesn't make them anymore, sadly, but she made like a bunch of resin stuff. I'm sorry you have to go to work, Coco, but I hope you have a nice day. Oh, you gotta clean your stream area before you sleep. That's awful. I hate that for you. I suppose you did have a wild 24 hours there, though, and I saw many snacks. Okay, I'm gonna go read over on the couch with Brie, and I will see you all in 30 minutes. You should be able to hear the timer. I think I've set it up right. But I have just updated all of my stuff, so we'll see if it works, but let me know if you don't hear it, and I will see y'all in 30 minutes. Hello. Did you hear the chime? You think that it worked, but I also cannot be sure. I can't tell you how much I read because I don't know where I started, but I'm 356. No sound. No sound. You know what? I understand why. It's because I have my desktop audio muted. So sorry. So just like covered in scaring y'all. I've unmuted it now, so you should hear it when it goes off next. Fingers crossed. My bad. But yeah, I'm on page 355, so I don't know how much I read, but I think it was about 30 pages, 20 pages. I don't know where I was when I started. Read about 20 pages, chopped vegetables for dinner, nice. 20 pages of The Outsider. 20 pages, did a little light cleaning. 20 for everyone, it seems. Ate a bagel. You know what? That is the best use of time that you could possibly have on a Sunday afternoon. 31 into The Art of Prophecy. 42 of the first Pretty Little Liars book. I hope you enjoy it. 31 pages of The Will of the Many. I hope you enjoy that, Lindsay. 14 pages of Lasher. I want to start that series. Can't remember where I started either, but now I only have 20 pages left of The Impusium, so you will finish that soon. Congratulations. Manga Puffin Master, I love your name. No reading, but I did get my morning coffee and started my laundry. Very nice. Got to page 116, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. Lovely. Page 207 of The Art of Destiny. 95 of the Book of M, lovely. 20 pages for Jade. Just, oh my god, there's a lot of you guys here. Y'all all right. That is very chill. I'm just, because I've got like new bits on my streaming software now that I've updated it. And I'm like looking at what they are and what they're showing me. 42 pages of Pumpkin Spice Cafe for Sophie. 24 pages of my book for Navy Rose. Lovely. Made chance and community chess cards since I rolled a double last night and landed on both of them, and started making bread. I hope it goes well. I would like to make bread. I'm very intimidated by it. I can make like brownies, cookies. I can make cakes now. I can make cheesecake, which I believe I've heard. Did I hear that cheesecake is difficult or just that it's time consuming? Because I make baked cheesecake and it is amazing every single time, but I don't think it's difficult. But yeah, bread and pastry I want to try, but I'm very, very scared. Got to page 49 of The Ghost of Rose Hill and had some lunch. 20 pages of Gallant. Just over 20 pages of Page of the Fallen, and I'm tempted to get it on Kindle as my back is killing me holding my hardback. Rhythm of War is on an October Kindle deal at the minute, and I'm very tempted because when I get around to reading it, I have the hardback and I don't want to hold it. Look up peasant bread recipes, surprisingly simple. Okay, for me it's the patience of the kneading and the proving that is what worries me, because I'm not a patient person. Like, I think that's why I don't make cheesecake super frequently, because if I make a dessert I want to be eating it like after I've made it, and like with cheesecake you have to let it set with the oven open, and then you have to let it set on the side, and then you have to let it set in the fridge, and then maybe eventually at some point you can eat it. Had pizza and read a chapter in Shadow of the Gods. Hope you're enjoying that. It's one that I really want to read. Would love to get a bread maker. Curtis is very into the idea of getting a bread maker now, but I do also believe that Curtis thinks that if you just throw a bunch of stuff in a bread maker, it magically makes bread. I don't think he understands that like you still have to get a very delicate balance of ingredients, and like it still takes a while to make bread. But he's like, I feel like he thinks it's like a microwave for bread. It's just not gonna be that easy. You can make no knead bread, but I get not liking the way, yeah. It's not necessarily, it's just I'm impatient. And I'm also somebody who like picks at things. Like if I have a plant that's sick or not doing too well, I want to fix it immediately. I don't want to be patient and wait and see like whether it gets better or worse. Like I want it fixed right now. And that's why I'm not suited to making things like bread. I'm not a good cook or baker, but I manage bread, so don't be scared. There's easy starting recipes you can find online. When I was doing a Skillshare sponsorship, I noticed that they have bread and croissant making classes, so I'm very tempted to try one of those, because they should be for like definite beginners. I would love a microwave for bread. Me too. You just throw in like a lump of dough and like 5 minutes later you have bread. That would be great. I think I'm almost 4 years into making almost all of our bread. That's a lot. I couldn't do it. I couldn't make bread super frequently. I feel like that's a lot of bread. A lot of bread. I need to get banana bread to try. I want to make it so bad. I make a good, not a bread, but like a banana and walnut cake, which has like a banana bread like flavour, which is really nice. I have zero patience, hence why I never stuck with crochet. Crochet and things like that are good for me because I can do them with something on in the background that's also kind of low effort, like reality TV, and I have a grand old time. Very good for my mental health because my brain is like suitably occupied, but it's also kind of not stressful. Apart from my crochet at the minute is a little bit stressful, but I'm getting there with it. Just finished on Ali's sprints, finished Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I started Mina and the Undead. Very nice. Oops, nearly lost my bubble. Have a bread maker. It's pretty easy, but it does take a long time, yeah. Our bread maker only made a giant cube of bread. The shape was really annoying. Finished 2 twisted crowns, 2 very twisted stars. Oh, such a shame to go from a great start to such a crashing and burning end. Oh no. I love cross stitching so much. Yeah, me too. Me too. It depends though. Sometimes I need the patience, but I have like many different crafts that I enjoy and I cycle through them. So like I'll do 3 months of jigsaws, which isn't really a craft, but it is a hobby. And then it's like, I don't want to look at a jigsaw again, and I'll do like 3 months of knitting, and then I don't even want to see a ball of wool again. So at the minute I'm in crochet because I'm excited about the crochet along, and now I'm looking at all of these other things that I can crochet. But I know that by the time I finish the blanket, I won't want to crochet anymore and I'll move on to something else, which is fine. I can't, I would love to do something like Bake Off or like MasterChef, but the reality is that I can follow a recipe. I can't, like my mum was very good at looking at like a bunch of random stuff in the fridge and being able to make a meal. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite there. But I'm learning a lot. Keep seeing reels of cinnamon rolls the last 2 days, so I might make some of those today too. Yeah, I keep seeing like lots of different versions, or like a what's that like really wet cake called? Trailash? Is that how you pronounce it? Like a version of that, but with cinnamon rolls. Making a crochet bokoblin from Zelda. Okay, I don't play Zelda, so I know that I have definitely butchered that, but can't bring myself to attach the body part, so it's just a detached head and a pile of arms and legs. Do y'all remember those knitting kits that you could get from Argos for like the Winnie the Pooh characters? I had all of those and I kept making the parts, but I was a kid, right? So like the tension was all over the place. None of the arms were the same lengths, and then I didn't want to sew them together, so they were just a pile of parts. Have to keep an eye on the apple tart I have in the oven, but I want to finish the new Adam Higginbotham non-fiction. That's a mood. My oven always takes longer to cook than the recipe says, but then I'll get to a point where it's very nearly done, so I'll check it like every 5-10 minutes after the time has passed when it should have been done. And then I'll look at it and I'll go, this needs approximately 3 minutes left and it will be perfect. And then I forget about it and return 20 minutes later and it's overbaked, and I do that every single time. I did it with the blondies, the pumpkin blondies that I made yesterday, so the edges are quite cakey instead of fudgy like a blondie should be. They still taste amazing though, but the texture's a little bit off. We used to have a bread maker when I was a kid. It takes a while, but you get used to planning it into your day so you get the bread when you need it. I had a bread maker, but mostly made pizza dough or roll dough in it. Ooh, pizza dough. My mum had a bread maker, and I actually asked my dad recently if he still had it tucked away somewhere, and he gave it to somebody else, and this is the story of my life. My dad doesn't give me the useful shit. I have so many projects on the go right now, and I got into making jewellery recently for my shop, and that's been a rabbit hole. Yeah. It's worse when it's for your shop as well, because then you'll get to a point where you really don't want to make jewellery anymore, but then you've made it something that you kind of have to make because people expect it. Mila, My dog are going as well. Did you hear it that time? Did it work? Oh, you could have heard it through my speakers anyway. But it looked like on my thing that it actually worked, and you should have heard that. Me and my dog are going as Wallace and Gromit for Halloween, so crocheting myself Wallace's green sweater vest. That is amazing. I love that. I love that. Okay, I'm glad that you all heard that. That means it worked. Have been working on the same Peter Rabbit cross stitch since 2020. I have a Beauty and the Beast cross stitch that's been going since like 2014. And I'm like 3/4 of the way through it. And I pick it up every couple of years and do like a solid chunk and then put it down again. Okie dokie. Next sprint is slightly longer. We have a 6 and a 1, which is 35 minutes on Master Illusion. Just not crafty, wish I were. I love to craft, I do. I'm one of those people that like I actually have to stop myself from doing things sometimes, because I'm very much a like I can do this person, and I was raised in like a very resourceful family of like if you can do something yourself, you don't pay for somebody else to do it, or you don't buy it from somebody else, which is no longer something that I subscribe to because I believe in supporting like artists and stuff. But I'm also a person who sees a thing and I'm like, I can make that and I want to figure out how to make it. So yeah, I do a lot of that, but then it ruins it because if I can make it like candles, I don't have the same joy of candles as I used to because I know that I can make candles. But then at the same time, I also don't like to burn my own candles because it feels like burning money, even though I can make a candle for a fraction of a cost that I can buy one at. So you riddle that one out for me. Bought yarn yesterday. All the crochet talk got to me. Oh no, Deb. Hello, Infinite Library. You did. This is our second sprint, but we're going for another few hours yet. You've got lots of time. Started a big cross stitch when my youngest was in there, and the NICU. He's 5.5 now. That's intense. Oh, thank you, Jessica. Oh, bless you. Candles are vastly overpriced, but I can't make them, so I keep paying it. They are. Well, the fragrance oil is expensive. There's things that used to not be expensive, like wax and jars didn't used to be expensive. Jars are extortionate now. Like, they're ridiculously priced compared to what they used to be, which is one of the reasons why I don't make them so often anymore, because, like, I don't want to increase the price massively, but then also the cost of stock has increased a lot since like Brexit. Like jars and wax is going crazy. So they're not super cheap to make, but if you make them, it's a lot more cost effective than buying them because buying candles is very expensive. What's easier, cross stitch, crochet, knitting, or something else I'm forgetting? People will, it depends. I think that cross stitch is difficult to get into if you're a perfectionist or a kid, like, because I started cross stitch as a kid and I thought that it was hard at the time. Knitting, a lot of people say crochet is easier than knitting, but I learned to knit before I learned to crochet, and so I struggled, and I do struggle to crochet, whereas knitting is so easy to me. I don't even need to look at it while I'm doing it. So yeah, I think it depends with what you start. Crochet has a lot more stitch types to learn, but you don't have to learn them. Like you can make like really, like you can make a full sweater knowing 2 stitches with crochet. And the good thing about crochet is that you can't drop stitches as easy. So for a beginner, it's better because it's kind of less to keep track of, as long as of course you're doing like a basic pattern. But then I'm also somebody, like, I have only just learned to crochet properly. I could only do very, very basic things. And I have picked, like, this blanket, which it says that it's suitable for beginners as a project, but it is something that looks visually very intense. And I have already learned 2 different stitch types, I think, but also the combination of them is like different, just from doing like one part of this, and I haven't even got into the wider bits where there's going to be more stitch types and different things. So like I like to learn by doing something really hard. I can't embroider. I have never tried. I cross stitch, And I do have, I've got the Fairy Loot embroidery kits, and I keep saying like, they'll be my next craft, but I haven't cycled around to them yet. So I would like to, because I think you have a lot more freedom with embroidery, because like knitting, you can crochet in the round, but knitting, some crochet and cross stitch are all kind of pixelated, so you work the patterns in squares. So if you were to build a picture out of them, it would be one with like corners, you know? I don't know, that might make sense to some people, but maybe not others, whereas embroidery is a lot more like free. But I also think that that's why I'm not as attracted to embroidery, because I like the methodical nature of cross stitch, crochet and knitting, you know? I don't know if that makes sense. Cross stitch kind of pressures you to do everything perfectly, and mistakes are annoying to fix. Yeah. Knitting is not too hard to fix mistakes. Crochet is impossible to fix. Interesting. Tried knitting once, felt like a monkey hitting two plastic sticks together to make fire. See, I can't use a sewing machine, and that's because I have absolutely no patience. I would love to. I would love to use a sewing machine. There's so many things that would be handy if I could use a sewing machine, but I can't. I tried once. I made 6 Christmas stockings. They were all awful. And I think about getting my sewing machine out frequently, and then I just don't. I've got like an old Singer. It still works perfectly, but it doesn't have any instructions. So I would need it. But obviously now that I have access to like Skillshare and video tutorials and stuff, whereas I didn't when I made these like 10 years ago. But still, you know. The majority of people I've heard think that crochet is easier. My mum always preferred crochet to knitting. I always struggle to pick it up because my brain works in knitting. So it's like how because when we were at school we did languages, and we did French, and then they introduced Spanish, and they said like, oh, Spanish is easy if you know French. I cannot speak a word of Spanish because it's too similar to French, and my brain works in French, not Spanish. And it's the same with like knitting for me, but I'm picking up crochet pretty well now. Yeah, see, that's the thing, like I like the repeated movement over and over, which is for cross stitch, whereas the creative freedom is not for me. Like I'm a very good instruction follower. I'm not a very good like creative thinker in terms of like freehand and freestyle, like even because I do bookmarks and stuff, don't I? Like I kind of pick out elements of different things and construct it from that. I can't just draw something, you know? Actually crocheting in the chatty bits, that's what I was doing when I was watching Ali's stream earlier. But I can't, sadly I can't do it for my own sprints because I would not be able to talk and crochet at the same time. That's not in my skill set. Yeah, I'm not talented enough. I think it took me a long time to learn to knit, but I was 7 when I started. I remember it being difficult, but now it was so long ago that it's just so easy for me to knit. I've never had a latch hook kit, but I would like to try that. And most patterns I've tried don't come out right. Okay. The thing is as well is that I know a lot about knitting. Like if I have an issue, I normally know why I have an issue, whereas crochet I don't yet because I'm not that experienced. Working on a knitted blanket, but I need to go to the store and get more yarn. I ran out. I hate that. Yes, I will. I mean, if we roll a double, I'll be pulling it out. It is a crochet along that's super popular at the minute. A lot of people are doing it. G from Book Roast is also doing it. As well as, I don't know if, I can't remember if any of my patrons are. I think some of G's are. But some people who follow me on Instagram definitely are because they replied to a story I posted. But yeah, if we get a double, then I'll crochet and I'll have it out anyway, but I will try and remember to show you guys as well. I talked about it a lot in my recent vlog because I've just started it, so like I'm excited, you know? Anyway, I'm going to start this sprint so that I can read a little bit, and I will see you all in 35 minutes. Enjoy, guys. Hello, how did you do? I read about 25 pages and I fed Brie and Hamilton. I also added some things to my Asda shop because I keep forgetting to do it, and I know I'm going to be really pissed off if I don't get any olive oil because I've got like a little bit left. So I made sure that I did that. I also added some stuff. I've been getting recipe books out from the library. So I've got this one at the minute, and I've got two. I've got one of the board of lunch ones and this one. So I'm making all of my recipes for next week out of these. And there's a recipe for Scotch eggs in here. And let me tell you, if I can make my own Scotch eggs, it is over for you bitches, and it's also over for me because I will be a Scotch egg. Literally my favourite things ever. So that's exciting. But I needed to do that before midnight tonight, 11 p.m. tonight, and I didn't want to forget, and I also didn't want to have to do it when I was done here, because when I'm done here I just want to flop on the sofa and do nothing and eat chicken wings. That is my plan for tonight. But anyway, where are we up to? 27 pages for Navy Rose, up to 72% for Colleen, 35 pages of Immortal Dark, just started this morning, that's nice. 30 pages into Empire of the Vampire, determined to get a good chunk of this done today. I will keep my fingers crossed for you. Sorry, I've got hiccups. A little less than 20 pages. Got distracted with Instagram, that's fair. Used that sprint to finish my uni work for the week and finally read my book. Nice. Just landed on Becca Rec. Would the XX count for this, or am I just imagining that you liked it? Yeah, I gave the XX 5 stars. It's the sequel that I didn't like very much. Got 40 pages left of my current book. Lovely. Was doing Yalk prep, but almost done, so I'll actually read Rouge next sprint. Nice. How are you liking Mother of Death and Dawn? I've been meaning to get into the series, but it's a bit intimidating since I'm not that big of a romantasy reader. I would say that if you're not super into the genre, it's like a pretty good one to read. It kind of reads a little bit like Throne of Glass, where there is like a fantasy plotline there and like a strong romantic relationship. It's like super slow burn as well. It's like her friends to lovers kind of situation, and it's also a little bit like Crescent City, where there's a lot of like trauma and healing and stuff that happens throughout the first book. I am not as invested in it as I expected to be in this series, but I don't dislike it. I'm just not like, oh my god, like I love this series, I need to read it so quickly, you know? So yeah, take from that what you will. Ate dinner. Ooh, tortillas. I love that. And read 16 pages. Nice. Should finish PLL in the next sprint. Good. 30 more pages. Working through all the books I own to figure out what I want to read sooner than others, and hopefully what I can unhaul. Nice, I support that. 40 pages of The Inmate and finish my cleaning. Lovely. Only have 100 pages of Children of Fallen Gods left, so aiming to finish ASAP and start Mother of Death and Dawn. Nice. I do prefer this one more than the second one, because the second one I felt like we went through like 5 or 6 like big plot points, like rapid fire. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here? And this one is more like we have a goal and we are taking steps to achieve our goal instead of everything changing like every 100 pages. About 100 pages into Foxglove. Lovely. 51 pages left of The Tale of the Body Thief by Anne Rice. Hello. Reading We Spread for my 15th Spookoplathon roll. I hope you're recovering from surgery very well, successfully. I don't know what the right word would be, but I hope you're recovering from surgery well. There we go. And I'm glad that you're getting lots of reading done. Read about 80 pages of the new Percy Jackson book. It has fairly large text. Fair. Just got back from dinner. Excited to join the next sprint again. Lovely. Hubby made me mac and cheese and I watched Jade's witchy vlog. Nice. Weirdly, I'm not a mac and cheese fan, which I love cheese. Mac and cheese, not so much. Made a bagel and an almond croissant coffee and read a bit of Parasite. I'm so excited to order that. So I've made an espresso order that has the peppermint and the pumpkin spice in. I don't love the gingerbread. And I also got like hazelnut and caramel because I wanted to get a little bit more of those before the almond croissant and the other one releases. I think I'm only going to get 1 box of the other flavour and like 2 almond croissant. Been raining here, our first real proper rain this year. 150 pages into Mistress of Lies. I hope you're enjoying it a little bit more than I ended up doing. Finished Rascal during last sprint. In this sprint I read 99 pages of a graphic novel called Sheets. I kind of want to read Sheets, but then I never prioritize it or pick it up, you know? Same, in theory, mac and cheese should be amazing, but here we are, right? It's like risotto. I should love risotto, and I don't like that either. I think I don't like things where every bite tastes the same, because then I get bored after a little while. So mac and cheese is just like a lot of cheese flavor, you know? Listen to Bride on audio whilst making stew and dumplings and a crumble. Oh, I love it. I love it. The stew that I made last week was so good. And I only made enough for 2 people. So we ate it all at once. Saying that though, I'm like, I don't like things that taste the same with every bite. Stew. You know? I don't, well yeah, see when I make mac and cheese, because Curtis loves it, so I do make it, and I'm not a fussy eater to a point where I won't eat something. Like if I came to your house and you gave me something I wouldn't like, I'd still eat it. Like I'm not a kind of person where I just won't eat something if I don't like it. Like I can eat it, it's fine. So I'll make it for Curtis, and I make it properly with like actual cheese, not like cheese sauce or just like you add milk or water or whatever. Don't like it, not a fan, not a fan. My Christmas crochet along ball comes tomorrow, and I'm excited and nervous in equal measures. If it makes you feel better, I am a beginner, a very beginner. This is the first thing I've ever attempted to actually make, and it's going all right. It's true, Stu does have dumplings, and dumplings, like if I could eat any food forever, dumplings. Although actually the stew that I made was really good, my dumplings were not great. See, this is the thing, like I grew up making dumplings. My mum used to make me make the dumplings. I should be able to make a perfect dumpling, and it was not a hit. They were too dense this time. They weren't light and fluffy enough. I don't know if that's something to do though with the the slow cooker, because I cooked it for longer than the recipe said to, and then I also made it just for 2 people, so I halved most of it, and it ended up really thick, which was good, but I don't feel like it had enough liquid because it wasn't like high enough into the slow cooker for the dumplings to like float on top. They were just kind of sat on top of a bed of stew, which was like across the bottom of the slow cooker, so I feel like that might have had something to do with that. I'm such a picky eater, I couldn't eat something I don't like. I was raised in a household where you kind of just like, you eat what you get, and if you don't eat it, you don't eat. So I just eat whatever. I'm not that bothered. There's things that I wouldn't choose to eat for myself, and now that I have choice over what I eat, I am pickier than I used to be. But yeah, no, if you put, because I don't like barbecue sauce, but if you put something barbecue flavored, or like a tomato pasta, or I don't dislike risotto or mac and cheese, I just don't want that to be a meal. Like I can have 2 mouthfuls and I'm like, that's good, but I'm not going to have it as like a full meal, but I could eat it, like it's fine. Did you overhandle your dumplings? Lindsay, what a suggestive question. Maybe, and I also made them in advance because it was when we were doing our Patreon readathon, so I didn't want to have to go and make dumplings, so I made them, cling filled them and put them in the fridge, and then they were kind of flat, like they just weren't, they weren't right, you know, they weren't right. Feel like I should now make soup for supper since I'm making bread, and fresh bread and soup does sound fantastic. I have a recipe for cheeseburger soup, like a healthy version with turkey mince instead of beef. It's so good. It's so good. It's like a stew and it has cheese in it. It's amazing. We do beef stew but no dumplings, bread rolls and Yorkshire puddings. I do not like Yorkshire puddings. To me, Yorkshire puddings feel like chewing on cardboard texturally. I'm not a fan. You do get a Hamilton sighting. I will say, just before the timer went off, he came in here and he farted and it smelled like raw chicken and gas, and I was like, I hate it here and I might move out. Whatever's going on in his stomach today, it's not good. Don't like it. Where can I find this burger soup? Deb may be able to post a link for you guys so that I don't have to. Because it was Deb who gave me the recipe originally, and I think Deb's a mod. It has like, so it's like a healthy alternative. So instead of putting cream in it to make it really thick, you cook the soup with cauliflower in the pan, like a head, or I think we used like a third of a head because I just once again made it for, I think we ended up with 3 portions. And then you take the cauliflower out and you blend it and it's the consistency of cream. Fantastic info as I'm eating. You're welcome, G. Anytime, anytime. It was truly, if I had to experience it, then y'all should have had to experience it as well. It was not great. I'm only on page. Oh, naughty hammy. Yeah, it was not amazing. It was not amazing. I'm just going to mute my desktop audio because there are sounds coming out of my computer, but I don't know where from. I'm so scared. I'm literally so scared. There is nothing open apart from Asda not playing anything. OBS not playing anything. It's like, it sounded like creaking footsteps and also like voices on a bad phone call. But it's like, the only thing I have open is the timer and OBS. Like, I've just closed. Spotify is open, but kind of in the background. Like, it's always kind of open. My system settings are open. I mean, it's stopped now. But I only had Asda open, and when I went over, there was nothing there. I'm scared. I'm scared. My phone is here, but it's locked. My iPad is locked. Timer sometimes makes random sounds, can confirm. I hate it here. That was horrible. Why is it happening again? Sounds like clicking, like there's someone in my computer clicking. I'm so scared.
Te oigo perfectamente.
Guys, it's still going.
Micrófono apagado, talento.
What the fuck? What the fuck? He's not coming from anywhere. The only thing I have open is OBS.
Que eso te hace refrescar las ideas y refrescar la computadora también. ¿Oíste? Dale, beso aquí.
I'm scared. I don't know if they can hear me now. I'm freaked out because obviously my camera's on, it's connected to my computer. But I haven't got anything. I've just updated my software like through Mac. The only things open on my computer are my streaming software, which is not like dodgy. It's a very, very popular streaming software. My system settings and my like computer like Finder on Mac. There's nothing according to my Bluetooth, my headphones are connected but not actually connected. It's just an option. My keyboard and my mouse. Did a chat option open on your service you used to stream? It's new, right? Nope. They were also talking to somebody else. They weren't just talking to me, but now I'm scared. I don't know how to report it because I don't know what it was. What's a cross stream? I'm so confused. Why are you in my software? I'm scared. I muted most of it because obviously I didn't know what they were saying because I don't speak the Spanish or Portuguese. I don't know what they were saying. But there was like another person there as well. Should end the stream and restart another one. It sounded like he was customer support. Invite someone to join me for me. I know. But there's like nothing in here that could... I'm looking at my inputs.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Hola.
No, háblame de un rato. Vamos a ver si se oye adentro.
¿Por qué se ve verde así?
Es mi cámara, no sé qué se pone así.
No es tu cámara. Hello. Hola. ¿Me
Hello.
oyes? Yo no te oigo. Yo no te oigo. Déjame ver aquí audio source. Un default. Audio source default speaker. Hola. No, no te oigo. Ahora sí te oigo, pero bajito. Pero te oigo ahora. El volumen, déjame ver. Aquí el volumen, déjame ver si este. Espérate. Es algo en el teléfono. Ah, no, claro, ya normal soy. No, te oigo. Lo que pasa es que habla. Te oigo, pero muy bajito en el teléfono. Parece que en los controles tuyos